Hello, good morning, you beautiful, amazing people. It's Talks with Tony, episode 2. And yeah, we're going to get into this. I start my day off, I have my breakfast. Have my protein pudding and egg whites. I'm going to start hitting to the gym. I got to do a little full body workout today, a little calisthenics, stuff like that. And I got my BCAAs here, so, I got to keep the protein and everything going in my body right. So yeah, I want to touch base a little bit on episode 2 is a little bit of my forgiveness and a little bit of my, being apologetic with you guys. I want to touch base more on how the effects of what I dealt with my childhood trauma kind of distanced me away from a lot of people in my life, or just distanced me away from building connections or building a better me and a better friendships and everything like that with people. And first and foremost, I want to apologize to any woman or any friend that I've ever came to cross paths with or dated or had a friendship with in the past, and I never really gave you my full attention, my full self, or I never really opened up to you. And I truly, sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart. I should have been more open with you guys. I should have been a little bit more talkative and communicative with you guys, so you knew a little bit as to why maybe I distanced myself, or as to why I couldn't really fully give myself or commit myself to you. And I apologize no amount of words I can ever tell you that I'm sorry. And I wish I could go back and explain that to you, but it took me this amount of time to actually know and learn myself and kind of understand my trauma and better myself and grow, and I'm happy and I'm thankful for that. So yeah, I want to touch base more of those kind of things, and being more aware and just communicating, even if for instance you're getting into you're dating someone, or you're getting into a new relationship with someone. It's not that you have to instantly tell them about your whole entire life, no, but you take baby steps into at least letting them in. Drop that little bit of a guard that you have, drop that little bit of that barrier or that protective glass that you put in front of you, and just crack it a little bit, chip it away at a little bit, so that at least they know and they get to experience a little bit more about you, so there's a better understanding for them, or they're getting to know a little bit more about their partner, so that their partner feels more comfortable or feels more safe to talk to and communicate with, and can at least help you with what you're dealing with, so that they know and they're aware. But basically, we're gonna get into that deep conversation right when I finish my workout. So I'm gonna go kick butt in the gym, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, you're back from the gym. Had a good workout. Got a little bit of back done, biceps, triceps, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of abs, stuff like that. Good pump though. I needed that. And
I gotta get a pump.
Release the stress and get my mind out of things and stuff. So it's good to get out there and to loosen up. Loosen up your body, loosen up your mind, loosen up all that toxic and all those negative things that could be going on in your day or in your mind. So yeah, it was a good workout. Start off my day, refreshing myself. But back to what I was getting at with you guys earlier. So the reason I was saying those things and I was being apologetic to the people I may have hurt in my past. Okay, so back touching base on last week's intro to the channel, and the topic about my mom and stuff like that. So growing up as a kid, dealing with that childhood trauma that I had with the abuse and stuff. I didn't really ever. I never had love from my mom. My mom always abused me. She always picked on me. She always, said malicious and very, or gruesome and triggering and just negative and abusive things to me all the time, every day of my life. And on top of, the actual physical abuse, I was just dealing with so much mental and emotional abuse from her. And it's obviously, it paid a big toll on me. So going into relationships or friendships that I would go into when I was younger, I didn't really know how to give them my full self, or I didn't know how to love them the way that they maybe wanted to be loved, or even show them that type of emotion. I was just a very broken, and I wouldn't say heartless, because I always had a big heart and I was always a friendly man and person, but I wasn't willing to to love them the way they maybe were loving me, or I wasn't like allowing myself to fully love someone or fully love myself. And that's why I was saying, like, I truly apologize to those people. And now, I still am continually growing and continually learning more about myself and bettering myself every single day. So now I feel like I'm allowing myself more to love. I'm allowing myself more to accept love from women, from people, from family, from friends, anyone that I end up giving my time to. Then yes, that's what I want. Like, and it's good, and it shows that I'm healing. It shows that I'm like learning to deal with, understand, and to grow within my trauma. And that's the same for a lot of people. Maybe it's just not from the childhood trauma. Maybe it's just from trauma from anything that stems from their past, or stems from a relationship they had in their family, or a relationship they had with someone else. It's not always necessarily just childhood trauma. It could be any trauma. And that's like something that I love that I'm expressing with you guys, but it's also something that is good to learn. It's good to address these things. It's good to talk about these things. And someone else who may be dealing or has been in my same similar shoes, maybe that it's easier for them to sit back and just be like, like I have to take full ownership from something, maybe my wrongs, maybe something that I did wrong, and I can change that, or I can I can give my full apology to that person, or apologies to those people that I've may harmed or hurt in my past, and I move on from that. Like, no one's saying you have to build another relationship with them or anything like that, but you ask for them for your forgiveness, or you just politely apologize, and that's it, and you move on. Life is just meant to be lived fully, and meant to be you don't want to do wrong to those people. Like, if yes, you may have did wrong to someone, then you with your full heart and your full gut, you apologize and you move forward. That's what God wants. God wants us to be very beautiful and kind and loving people. Yes, again, there's circumstances and there's situations that we all up, we all mess up, we all have our bad days, or we all have things that we do that in God's eyes is not beautiful, it's not great, but He forgives us for that. We ask for His, we pray to Him, we ask for His forgiveness, and He will. And that just shows we need to continue to grow. We need to continue to be a child of God. We just continue to need to be those beautiful people that God has us put on this earth to be. And that's every day. Like, you wake up every single day and you have a new day and a new opportunity to be greater than you were yesterday, to be greater than any of the mistakes that you had in your previous days. Like, why not take that chance? Why not wake up and say, you know what, I'm gonna right my wrongs. I'm gonna do what I can to be a better person, a better version of myself. And you go for it. And don't listen to those negative doubters. Don't listen to those people who don't want you to succeed. Don't listen to those people that put you on this failure course of thinking that you won't amount to anything. I dealt with that my whole entire life with my mom. Literally coming into that home and being there and living in that house, it was just constant. I would never be somebody. It was constant. You shouldn't even be here. I didn't even want to birth you. I had every reason to be a failure in my life. I had every reason to not amount to I had every reason to be one of those kids that led to drugs, to be one of those kids that got their life and it didn't do with their life and went downhill. And I had every reason to be in prison. I had every reason to maybe lay my hands on other people and abuse them, but I never allowed myself to do that. I never allowed that trauma that I dealt with my mom to change the man that I knew I wanted to become, to not take any of that that I dealt with her and put it into my characteristics and my traits and who I was, because that's not love, that's not life, that's not beauty, that's not who I knew I wanted to be, and I'm grateful for the fact that I had to deal with all that stuff. As much as it really sucked, and I was in those moments it was the most difficult thing for me. I felt like I was in a prison for 18 years of my life, and there was no way out. Couldn't even scratch the surface of leaving the gate that is closed me in on that cell. I literally had no one to go to, and now it's I have a great amount of friends and a great amount of people that I can surround myself with that love me and that truly care for me and that have my back as I have theirs. And I continue to grow my circle. I continue to grow with, extending my hand and extending my voice and like my knowledge and what I know to those people that need it, and to those people that truly have something similar going on in their life, or not even that it's something similar, but they have, a situation, or they just need, guidance, or they need that little bit of a push. And that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here to push you guys. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help, give whatever I can, whether it's my knowledge, whether it's my hand, whether it's my help, whatever you guys need, I'm here for that. And basically, like, in the future episodes that I want to have, like with certain special guests that I have, like I want to get into these deep conversations where I want to kind of like scratch their brain a little bit, and kind of like get into topics of like seeing maybe what their stories are about, maybe what like life experiences they went through, or difficulties or challenges that they went through, what hurdle they may had to jump over. Like, this is just the beginning of the crazy stuff that I'm gonna get into with you guys. Like, I have so much stories. It's crazy. It's just, I couldn't even piece it into like a small YouTube segment like this. Like, I would have to go on for days with you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna get my food ready. I'm gonna go stuff my stomach because I'm hungry. I just had that workout, so I gotta feed myself. After I'm done eating, we're gonna get back into a little bit of this, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, gang. So I just finished up my lunch, and I had grilled chicken with bison and quinoa. Delicious. Freaking killed it. Dogged it down. So basically, like, the goal for me and the goal for us today would be to just, going back off of what I was just saying before I went to go eat, is to just take that time and to apologize to yourself, number one, and then apologize to those people that in your time of like dealing with your trauma and dealing with those things that you were going through, and take that time and reach out to them and just be the better person. And even if they don't respond to you, whatever, like, just know that deep down in the bottom of your heart, like, it's a release, and it's something that it makes you the better person. It makes you take that like giant step of like, what, I owned up to my wrongdoing, and I'm gonna be a better man, or a better woman, or a better individual today. And so that's what I want. I want that goal for everyone. And of course, like I said, I took that step, and I'm gonna continue taking those steps to be a better version of myself, and to be a better individual. And and for the future, like, I'm gonna continue to allow myself to grow. I'm gonna continue to allow myself to be to have these depth type moments, to have these deep situations, these deep feelings of like, what, I gotta change up my habits, or I gotta change up these things. I gotta make the right decisions, the right take the right path in my life. And then for me, something that I really am truly passionate about is righting my wrongs, and making amends, and going forward in my life, not having any enemies, not having any bad blood with anyone, and next week I want to touch base a little bit more on, like, because I know it's people are like wondering, okay, like, what actually happened with your childhood, what actually happened with your mom. So next week I want to get in a little bit more detail with that, and it's going to be a little crazy. It's going to be a little hectic. It's a very sensitive topic, and it's a very difficult, conversation to have, but I'm ready to get into it with you guys. So we're going to get into that next week. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and keep up with all the material and all the content that I'm going to be giving you guys. Like, it's going to continue to get better and better and better, and we're going to do this thing. That said, tune in next Monday. We'll do this again, and we're going to keep talking. We're going to continue talking to each other, all right? Catch you guys later. Peace.